Hello mga kawamat, in this video lesson, we will discuss applying percentage in the various contexts. So first, let us define or unlock terminologies about understanding percentage change. So when we say percentage change, it indicates the extent to which a quantity has increased or decreased in relation to its original value. It's often utilized in finance, sales, budgeting, and data analysis. So the formula na gagamitin natin to compute calculating percentage change. So ito yung gagamitin natin. New value minus the original value over the original value times 100. So if the result is positive, it indicates a percentage increase. If the result is negative, it indicates a percentage decrease. So, how to interpret the result? So, for example, yung sagot natin is positive 15%. So, ibig sabihin, the value increased by 15% from the original. At kapag negative 10% naman, ibig sabihin, the value decreased by 10% from the original. So, i-try natin using that formula. So, for example, yung old price is 600 and new price is 650. So, gamit yung formula, since yung new price natin is 650 minus 600 over 600 times 100. So, subtract muna natin yung numerator and it is 50. So, 50 times 600 times 100. Using your calculator, that is 8.33%. Since positive siya, ibig sabihin, increase of 833%. Another example. So for example, for the enrollment, no, last year it was 500. This year 550. So yung new value natin is 550 minus the original value which is 500 over 500 times 100. So 50 divided by 100 times 100, the answer is 10%. So since positive ulit yung sagot natin, so it indicates that increase of 10%. So next is the stock value from 120 down to 90 pesos. So from 120 down to 90 pesos. So yung new value niya is 90. And then the original value is 120. So 90 minus 120 over 120 times 100. So that is negative 30 divided by 120 times 100. So the answer is negative 25%. Since negative yung sagot natin, ibig sabihin, decrease of 25%. Another example, savings. So ang 8,000 yung savings from 8,000 to 7,200. So, ang new value natin dyan is yung 7,200 and the original value is 8,000. So, 7,200 minus 8,000 divided by 8,000 times 100. So, the answer will be negative 800 over 8,000 times 100. So, that will be negative 10%. So, since negative siya, ibig sabihin niyan, decrease of 10%. Next. So, the application of percentage for the inflation. So, inflation and its effect. So, alam naman natin kung ano yung inflation, no? Yung inflation, ito yung, again, malawakan or yung patuloy na pagtaas no, ng mga basic goods and services. Okay, tumataas yung mga presyo ng bilihin. So pag sinabi natin inflation is the general increase in prices of goods and services over time, resulting in decreased purchasing power. So ano yung bakit bumababa yung purchasing power? So ibig sabihin nun, mas less na lang yung mabibili natin. So kumpara sa dati. For example, mataas yung inflation rate. And then, kung dati, nakabili ka ng 5 kilong bigas, bakit in the current status or situation, ang mabibili mo na lang ay mga 3 to 4 kilos. So, babawasan mo ngayon. So, paano natin, no? Paano nakaka-apekto itong inflation? When inflation occurs every day, items like rice, bread, or gasoline become more expensive, meaning your money buys less. So, yun ang ibig ko sabihin kanina, no? So, kapag yan ay patuloy na tumataas, so yung dati mong pera magkano na lang ang mabibili mo. Okay? So it's either mag-adjust ka sa expenses nyo o magbawas ka dun sa dati mong binibili. Kung dati nakakabili ka ng 5 kilong bigas o baka 4 o 3 kilo na lang. So, how are we going to adjust wage for inflation? To maintain the same standard of living, wage need to increase at rate like inflation. So, if wage stay the same while prices rise, people effectively earns less. So, dapat ang mangyari class, so kapag tumaas yung inflation rate, dapat tumataas din yung sweldo. Sumasabay din yung pagtaas ng income mo. Okay, kung hindi man, so dapat siguro meron kang mga sideline or other resources na pwede mong pagkunan ng additional income. Kasi kung naka-stay ka lang doon or yun pa rin yung sweldo mo at tumataas yung mga bilihin, so ibig sabihin talagang pagtitipid or magbabawas ka ngayon sa mga binibili nyo. So, kailangan kapag tumataas yung inflation, kapag tumataas yung mga bilihin, dapat tumataas din yung sweldo. So, dapat halos pantay sila. Kung ang pagtaas ng mga bilihin ay mga nasa 5%, so dapat yung sweldo mo ay taasan din ng mga ganon, no, ng mga 5%. So, to compute the rate of inflation, we will use the current price minus the previous price divided by the previous price times 100. So, for example, Mrs. Santos, a public school teacher in Quezon City, regularly buys a 25 kilogram sack of well-milled rice for her family. Last year, she bought it for 1,450 pesos. This year, the same sack of rice cost 1,625 pesos. So, compute the rate of inflation and interpret your answer. So, ito yung given natin. The previous price is 1,450 and the current price is 1,625. So, substitute lang natin sa formula. So, 1,625 minus 1,450 over 150 times 100. So, kapag sinubtract natin to, that will be 175. Divided by 1,450 times 100, the answer is 12.07%. So, we will use two decimal places. Okay? So, that will be the inflation rate. So, ano ibig sabihin? The price of a 25 kilogram sack of rice increased by approximately 12.07% compared with last year price. So, ibig sabihin lang yan, ganun kataas, no? 12%, sobrang taas na yon. Ngayon, so, kung hindi tumaas yung sweldo mo, babawasan mo ngayon. Baka hindi ka makabili ng isang sako. So, dapat daw, consumers now need to spend about 12% more to purchase the same quantity of rice. Another example, Mark, a grade 11 student from Manila, rides a jeepney to school every day. Last year, the minimum jeepney fare was 13 pesos. This year, it increased to 15 pesos. Compute the rate of inflation and interpret your answer. So the previous price is 13 pesos. The current price is 15 pesos. So substituting on the formula, 15 minus 13, that is 2 divided by 13 times 100. Ang makukuha nyo dyan is 15.38%. So the minimum jeepney fare increased by 15.38% from the previous year. So this means commuters now pay 15.38% more for the same transportation service. So like for example, kung ang allowance mo everyday ay 100 tapos biglang nagtaas ng pamasahe, so dapat yung allowance na binibigay sa'yo ay dagdagan din para makapagbayad ka or same pa rin 'no, yung ano ng expenses mo, hindi ka kukulangin or kakapusin sa allowance mo. So another application of percentage is for the markups and discount in business. So saan ba tayo nakakarinig ng mga discount? Sa mall kapag sale, okay. So sabi ng mga students ko sa mga online daw. Okay, so sa online selling, no? May mga discounts daw. So kami, since kami dito ay malapit kami sa Divisoria and Quiapo, so talagang kapag nag-ikot ka dito at namili, so may mga discount kang maririnig. So kailangan maging smart ka sa pamimili para magkaroon ka ng discount. Especially in Divisoria kapag bumibili ka ng mga damit or kung ano mang gamit na gusto mong bilhin. So, what is the difference between cost price and selling price? So, yung by the way class, pag sinabi nating markup, that is the amount, yan yung amount na dinadagdag dun sa original price. So, halimbawa, bumili ka ng ball pen, yung tendera, no, bumili ng, yung puhunan niya dun sa ball pen ay ₱5. Ngayon binenta niya ng ₱7. So yung ₱2 na dinagdag dun sa ₱5 ay tinatawag nating markup price. So, balikan lang natin ang pagkakaiba ng cost price and selling price. So ang cost price class is the original price paid to acquire or produce a product selling price. So kumbaga, yan yung pinaka puhunan no, na presyo. Selling price at which the product is sold to customers. So ito na yung amount ng product na binebenta. Okay, so computing markup percentage. So markup rate is selling price minus the cost price over cost price times 100. So, calculating final prices after discount. So, kung kukunin natin yung discount price, so we'll use this formula, original price multiply to 1 minus discount rate. So, sabi nila, so, sir, possible ba na ibenta mo yung product mo ng mas mababa dun sa amount nung o dun sa cost price? So, yes, possible yon sa pag dumadating na like for example, yung product mo mga na-expired. So malapit na yung expiration. So instead na itapon mo yun, so malaking lugi para sa no? So ibenta mo ng mas mababa para kahit papaano konti lang no yung difference na magiging lugi mo. Ngayon, kapag hindi mo na ibenta yon, sayang. So, itatapon mo lang. So, ibig sabihin, class, nangyayari talaga yon. Nangyayari talaga yan sa mga businesses na darating ang panahon na kailangan mo siya ibenta sa mas mababang presyo kahit na alam mong lugi ka kesa itapon, tama? So, yung halimbawa, may mga stock ka pa, sobrang dami yung pang stock sa bodega, tapos nasisira na. So, o kaya malapit ng ma-expired rather. So, kailangan mong ibenta na sa mas mababang presyo. So, using these two formulas, so we'll answer this. A school supply store near Recto Avenue, Manila, purchased scientific calculators at a wholesale cost of 850 pesos each. To earn a profit before the school year start, the owner sold its calculator for 1,105 pesos. What is the markup amount and what is the markup rate based on the cost? So, tinatanong yung markup amount. So, from 850 to 1,105. So, ima-minus lang natin. So, 1,105 minus 850. So, ito yung markup amount, yung 255 pesos. Kung kukunin naman natin yung markup rate, so using this formula, so yung markup natin, o pwede naman, no? Kasi selling price minus the cross price, that will be the markup. So, kung gusto mo, sundan talaga yung formula. So, ang selling price mo is 1,105 minus 850 divided by the 850 times 100. So, ang makukuha mo dyan ay 30%. Ibig sabihin, okay, so yung amount o yung binenta mo, yung presyo ng pagbenta mo ay tumaas ng 30% dun sa original price niya. Next. So the store increased the selling price by 30% above its original cost to earn a profit. Another example, during the back to school sale at a shopping mall in Quiapo, Manila, a grade 11 student wanted to buy a backpack with an original price of 2,500. The mall announced a 20% discount on all school bags. So compute the discount price and interpret the answer. So we will use this formula para makuha yung discount price. So the original price is 2,500. The discount rate is 20% or 0.2. So using this formula, substitute lang natin 2,500 multiplied to 1 minus 0.20. So that will be 2,500 times 0.80. So the answer is 2,000 pesos. That will be the discount price. So ibig sabihin, magkanong natipid niya? 500 pesos. So the backpack originally cost 2,500, but because of the 20% discount, the student only paid 2,000 pesos. So this means the student saved 500 pesos by purchasing the backpack during the back to school sale. So another application of percentage is for the value added tax. So saan ba nakikita yung VAT? So sabi mga students ko, sa resibo, okay, kapag bumibili ka, like for example, sa 7-Eleven, sa mga fast food, sa mall, okay, makikita mo sa resibo yung VAT, and that is the 12%. So para saan ba yung VAT? VAT is a 12% tax added to the price of goods and services in the Philippines. So business collect VAT from customers and remit it to the government. So ibig sabihin, napupunta itong VAT sa ating government. So, para saan? Ito yung mga ginagamit para panggawa sa mga buildings like schools, hospitals, yung mga tulay, okay, yung mga infrastructure at ibang project ng government. So, calculating VAT inclusive and VAT exclusive prices. So, pag VAT inclusive, ibig sabihin, yung amount na 'to ay kasama na yung VAT. Pero kapag VAT exclusive, wala pa diyan yung 12% na VAT. So, paano natin kukumputin? Yung VAT inclusive price to VAT exclusive. So, kapag kukumputin natin yung VAT exclusive, so using the formula VAT minus inclusive price over 1.12. So, yan ang formula na gagamitin natin. Then, para makuha natin yung VAT, minus lang natin, VAT inclusive price minus VAT exclusive price. So halimbawa, Mrs. Cruz, a resident of Sampaloc, Manila, bought groceries from a supermarket. Her receipt showed a VAT inclusive amount of 2,240. Ibig sabihin, dyan sa 2,240, nandyan na yung 12% na VAT. So what is the VAT exclusive price of the groceries? How much VAT did Mrs. Cruz pay? So first, dahil kukunin natin no yung VAT exclusive. So anong formula? Ito lang 'yon, no? Yung price without VAT, ito yung formula na gagamitin natin. So yung VAT inclusive price natin is 2,240. So, we will use the formula VAT minus the inclusive price over 1.12. So, it's not minus pala, no? Okay, I'm so sorry for that. This will be VAT inclusive price. Okay, so VAT inclusive price is 2,240 divided by 1.12. So, yung 1.12 class, again, hi, is not minus. Okay, this VAT inclusive price. Okay. So baka malito kayo dun sa nabanggit ko kanina. So VAT inclusive price is 2,240 divided by 1.12. So ang 2,000 ibig sabihin ito yung presyo na wala pang VAT. So Kung ang presyo na meron ng VAT ay 2,240, so magkano yung VAT? 240 pesos. So, out of the 2,240 paid by Mrs. Cruz, 240 pesos represent the 12% VAT, while 2,000 is the actual cost of the groceries before tax. Another example, a college student purchased a laptop from the electronics store in Quiapo, Manila. The advertised price of the laptop was 35,000 VAT exclusive. So, ibig sabihin, wala pa dyan yung 12% na VAT. So, how much is the 12% VAT? What is the VAT inclusive price? Okay, so, para makuha natin yung VAT, okay, pwede naman natin i-compute no, directly sa 12% or sa 0.12. So, that's our given. 35,000 times 12% or 35,000 times 0.12, this will be 4,200. Ibig sabihin, ito yung amount na idadagdag natin dun sa price exclusive. Okay, para makuha natin yung VAT inclusive price. So, add lang natin, no? So, the VAT inclusive price is equal to 35,000 plus 4,200. So, ibig sabihin, ito yung amount o yung presyo ng laptop na meron ng 12% VAT, 39,200. So the student paid an additional 4,200 as VAT, making the total amount payable 39,200. Okay, last application of percentage in a various context. We have the profit and loss. So, what is profit? Profit is the amount earned when the selling price of a product is greater than its cost price. Okay. Loss occurs when the selling price is less than the cost price. So, pag sinubtract natin yung selling price minus the cost price, and then positive yung sagot, ibig sabihin kumita ka, meron kang profit. So, kapag selling price minus the cost price is equal to negative amount, loss. So, ibig sabihin, lugi, no? Nalugi ka. So, using that formula, question number one, a school supply store along Recto Avenue, Manila purchased scientific calculators for 900 pesos each. During the opening of classes, the store sold calculator for 1,125. Compute profit rate or loss rate, and interpret the answer. So, ito yung given natin, no? The cost price, 900 pesos, selling price, 1,125. So, using the formula, selling price minus the cost price. So, 1,125 minus 900, the answer is positive, 225 pesos. So, ibig sabihin, since positive yung amount, profit. Okay, so, kita mo yan. So, the profit rate, so yung amount, 225 divided by the cost price times 100 is 25%. So the store earned a 25% profit based on the original cost of the calculator. Next, an electronics store in Quiapo, Manila purchased Bluetooth speaker for 3,500 each. Due to slow sales, the owner sold its speaker for only 2,975. Compute the profit rate or loss rate, and interpret the answer. So that will be our given. The cost price is 3,500. The selling price is 2,975. So using the formula, the selling price is, what is the selling price? 2,975 minus 3,500. The answer is negative 525 pesos. Since negative yung amount, loss. Okay, so ano yung loss rate? So 525 divided by 3,500 times 100 is 15%. The electronics store lost 15% of the original cost for every speaker sold.